I've been making YouTube videos for a while now, and in many of these videos, I have shared the importance of recording yourself when you practice the trumpet. My general advice is that recording yourself will give you more accurate feedback. That is to say, when you listen on a recording, you will hear what you actually sound like versus whatever you think you might sound like when you're trying to listen to yourself while you are playing. I promise this video is not going to rehash all of those old things that I've said. Rather, we're going to come at it from a posture of, we agree, recording yourself is important, and we're going to move on to the next step, which is, what microphone should you buy? In this video, we're going to talk about different types of microphones, and we're going to talk about the price point, or how expensive these microphones are. And then I'm going to demonstrate these microphones back to back to back with my own trumpet playing. And then hopefully by the end of the video, you're going to be able to make a better choice about which microphone is best for you and feel confident about that decision. We live in this incredible age where technology has advanced so much that all of us have a plethora of options available to us for things like microphones. To keep the scope of this video reasonable and to make it something that I can actually do, we're just gonna talk about the microphones that I have available to me. The first type of mic we will use in this video is called an XLR microphone, where you take the microphone and you plug an XLR cable into it, and then you take that XLR cable and plug it into an interface, and then you're gonna take the interface and plug it into your computer or whatever you're using to record. Generally speaking, XLR microphones are going to be the highest quality sound that you'll be able to capture for an instrument. The best microphone I know to use for recording the trumpet is a Royer R121 ribbon microphone, and it comes in right around $1,500. The second type of mic we're gonna cover is one that you can plug directly into your phone. For me, it's the Lightning port in an iPhone, but they have ones that are USB-C or whatever for Android. These microphones are gonna be a little bit more convenient because you don't need an interface. You plug it directly into your phone, and then you can use your voice memo app or some other app that you download to record the sound, and that's it. No extra equipment necessary. And the third microphone we're gonna look at in this video is just gonna be a smartphone, the built-in microphone from a smartphone. This is the lowest barrier possible because pretty much all of us have a smartphone in our pocket. We're carrying around at all times. So I wanted to throw this in there to see what it would be like and how it would compare. Digging into the specific microphones that we're going to cover or test in this video, the XLR microphone is going to be the Golden Age R1 MK3 ribbon microphone, and it comes in around $230 on Amazon. As I mentioned before, the XLR microphones need an audio interface, and so the one that I'm using here is the Focusrite 2i2, which comes in at $170 on Amazon, so you need that extra purchase in order to make this microphone work, so just keep that in mind. The microphone that we're going to use that plugs directly into my phone is going to be the Shure MV88 Plus. This microphone is super easy to use. Basically, you just put it in here, you plug it directly into your phone, and then there's an app that you can download that will allow you to control the gain and the file type and the compression and the polar pattern. All those types of things are customizable inside the app. And then the smartphone we're gonna test is my iPhone 11. Now, I recognize this isn't the most up-to-date or most technologically advanced phone, so maybe the iPhone 15 will have a better microphone and whatever, I don't know. All I know is this will be a pretty good test to be able to see what smartphone microphones are capable of, and I think it'll be pretty cool to hear it against the XLR microphone and then the Shure microphone that I have. In order to test these microphones and be able to compare them to each other, I tried to get them as close to each other as possible. I didn't add any EQ to this, so there's no specialness added in post-production. We're just hearing the raw microphones. The only thing I did was just level out the volumes so that they were approximately equal to each other. To test them out, I just did normal tests. I played some stuff that was loud, some stuff that was soft, some stuff that was slurred, articulated, just general stuff. And then I'm going to play you a clip of each microphone back to back to back on these short snippets. And then I'm just gonna wait till the end to give my thoughts so that you can hear all of these tests. You can kind of decide what you think, and then you can see if your thoughts line up with my thoughts. To begin, let's just listen to a basic 2-octave articulated C major scale. The next example is going to be a very short, slurred excerpt from a violin exercise. Just wanted to hear how it would represent slurred trumpet playing. Moving on, now we're going to cover how these microphones will process loud trumpet playing. For this, I just used the opening line of the first Brandt orchestral etude. The next excerpt we're going to cover is going to be a short opening part of the second movement solo from the Shostakovich Piano Concerto. This is just going to test the soft end of the dynamic spectrum. Finally, let's listen to a part of Charlier Etude number 2, where it uses all of these things. It starts loud and then it gets soft and there's some slurring and some articulation, just so we can hear how the mics kind of process everything together. So I'm sure at this point, after hearing those examples, you have a lot of thoughts, and I definitely want to hear them. So pause the video real quick, go down to the comments section, and just tell me which mic was your favorite and why. For me, I'm a bit partial to the Golden Age ribbon microphone. I feel like it really captures the entirety of the trumpet sound, especially the fullness of sound. The other microphones I thought captured the brilliance or the sparkle okay, but the Golden Age felt like it was a much tighter, much more focused sound, and it represented the body of the trumpet sound a little bit better, I thought. The Shure microphone also did a good job representing the trumpet sound, just not the full spectrum of the trumpet sound. I found there was a little bit more room noise, just a tiny bit more room noise than the Golden Age microphone, and that could have just been the polar pattern. So maybe if I would have went to the app, changed the polar pattern to being a little bit more focused, maybe that would have shored that up. And then I was honestly kind of surprised about how well the iPhone did in comparison. I thought it definitely captured the brilliance of the trumpet sound. It didn't have nearly the same kind of body, and it had way more room noise than the others, so I didn't find it as easy to hear necessarily exactly what I sounded like, although I thought it did a good job at just being able to give me some sort of feedback. Again, some feedback is better than nothing, so if you have nothing else, a smartphone seems to do an okay job. The one thing I thought the iPhone struggled with compared to the other microphones is capturing dynamic range. In the Shostakovich excerpt, you could hear that it was much louder. You didn't get that sense that I was playing as soft as I actually was, and you can hear that in the other microphones. I was playing softer than the iPhone demonstrated. One thing I preferred about the Shure microphone and the iPhone is I just thought it captured the high end of the sound spectrum, the higher frequencies, a little bit better. The cool thing about the Golden Age is it's a good enough microphone that's gonna capture enough data so that you can add some EQ and make up for the lack of sparkle that the other microphones have. If you add just a little boost to the high-end frequencies of the Golden Age, you'll go from this to this. I honestly think that even though it's a subtle difference, it's a nice difference. And I don't even know that much about EQ. I just slapped on the stock Trumpet EQ from Logic Pro. If you're someone who knows a lot more about EQ or you're willing to learn, I just think the Golden Age ribbon microphone is gonna give you a lot more latitude to be able to make it sound exactly the way you want and to represent yourself the way that you hear in your head. To bring all this together, I wanna play the full section from Charlie A2 that I recorded, and I'm just gonna switch the mics periodically so you can hear one mic and then I'll switch it to a different one and you can hear it compared to it, and I'll switch it to another, just so you can get a sense of what they sound like in the context of a musical line. For me, it was interesting to hear the microphones back to back to back, and still in that case, I preferred the body and the overall sound of the Golden Age ribbon microphone. If you found yourself also preferring the Golden Age and you want to hear more from it, click the link on the screen where I've got a playlist of Trumpet etudes that I've recorded on this very microphone.